But the movie though, I'll let you start this time. We'll switch it up. Wait, seriously? Yeah, we'll switch it up. Why not? All right. I like the movie. I think it's campy. I think it's cheesy. It's got the perfect amount of hack and slash violence. It's got not a super interesting premise, but a premise that you basically have probably seen before, but done a bit more in a satirical sense. Basically, there's a killer. He comes out once a year during Valentine's Day, and every year he's like, I hate Valentine's Day. I hate love. Love is garbage. Blah, blah, blah. I think love is stinky poo-poo. Stinky poo-poo. Stinky poo-poo. And, like, the guy doesn't talk in the actual film, for the most part. So, but, like, the killer goes around and basically kills couples. Yeah, he goes around and kills, like, anyone that's considered a couple. So, like, if you're out on a date on Valentine's Day and, like, you know, you're getting a cup of coffee together, or you're holding hands, or you're, like, you know, God forbid, you're, like, you know, buying a box of chocolates, or getting flowers, he'll come at you. He'll kill your ass. He'll get you. He'll get you good. He'll get you real good. So, he'll stab you with his machete, you know. And if not, he'll use a crossbow, too. Which I think is kind of unique. I'll say that. You don't see many killers just using a crossbow. The friggin' just, you know, someone right in the head or something. Yeah. But I liked it because, despite the sort of corny premise, there's an there's an ad executive, right? The girl's an ad executive in the movie. Yeah, she's an ad executive in the movie, which is so bizarre. So, it's kind of a weird, like, premise for it, but it's not bad. But she's very cynical in the film, which is the whole point. And I guess she hates love and Valentine's Day too. And, you know, she meets up with this hopelessly romantic colleague, and, you know, they try to discuss business and stuff together, but he winds up falling in love with her, and then she starts having feelings for him, but they deny it all throughout the whole film, and it's like, you know, they don't intentionally show signs of affection in the movie with each other, but through a series of accidents and mishaps and circumstance, you know, the killer's out and about, and he sees the two of them, like, you know, holding hands and talking to each other and looking wistfully in each other's eyes, kinda. And that's when the killer goes and decides to, you know, try and kill this couple. And instead, you know, the couple, even though they're not a couple, right? Even though they're not an item, and they, you know, they don't have feelings for each other, they decide to team up and fight back against the killer. So it's less of a hack and slash in the normal sense, but it's a hack and slash in the sense of, like, it's very cynical and kind of takes, you know, pokes fun at the idea of those hack and slashes a little bit. So there's a lot of, like, cynical, like, sarcastic remarks and commentary in the film. But it's still very much a horror film. Don't let the comedy and the sarcastic tone and nature of the film fool you. No, by all means. That's the thing, is they wind up, you know, people still wind up getting killed, couples still get killed, everyone still gets moited, all that stuff. It's very interesting, to say the least. Yes, it is very interesting, to say the least. So, And because of that, like, it's not interesting enough for me in the sense that this was a great, fantastic movie, but it's just enough to where I didn't feel like I was bored. I still felt like mildly engaged with what was going to happen, because it's less about the cat and mouse chase of, you know, the killer out to kill the couple, and more the couple out to prove they're not a couple to the killer, and then getting sick of the killer's shit and then going after the killer. Which it really is this sort of back and forth repertoire, if you will. Yeah. So, but that's the thing. That's why I really like the film. Because it's a hack and slash. It's still very much people get killed and stabbed and moited and gutted and killed in actually kind of some decent creative ways. Again, not just the machete and crossbow, but in like different ways. Like there's something with like a turbine machine or a compactor of some point. There's something with like poisoning. Like the killer actually does get creative. I will give credit where credit's due, yes. The killer does get creative with some of the kills in the film. And not like Final Destination creative, but like, you know, a little interesting, a little different than you see in other horror films. But aside from that, well, and see, that's Crash's problem, right? Is I actually liked this one because of the commentary on Valentine's Day, how cheesy and ridiculous and campy the whole holiday is, how silly it is, but also how, like, cynical and satirical the commentary is, while still keeping the vibes of, hey, by the way, this killer is still a killer. He's out killing couples. He's gonna kill you next. Like, he's gonna get your ass. He's gonna get your ass. So, but for me, I'm different. Unlike Haruko, where, like, I didn't like the film as much. I thought it was just alright. Like, it wasn't bad, but, like, this is not a film I'd think I'd watch again, is the point. Unless, like, a friend of mine really wanted to see it, and then I'd be like, yeah, I'll rent it for a couple bucks and, like, put it on. Or maybe it's something I would throw on streaming on the background or something. Now, see, with me, I wouldn't outright own it, but I'd happily watch it again. I'd watch it again to, like, explore maybe, like, the killer's feelings a bit more, explore why, like, the two people aren't really so much a couple. You know, maybe they come back in a sequel or something. I guess, yeah. So, but what made the movie a little more entertaining was the slasher screening. Yes, going to Cinergy to actually eat some good food, drink some soda, eat some popcorn, you with your mozzarella stick bites, and you with your burger. Yeah, and eat a good meal with the warm recliner seats, and answering trivia, winning movie tickets, and watching it with a crowd. That was fun. That made it fun. The experience itself was fun, I will say that. But the movie itself, it's alright. This is alright. It's not a film that, like I say, I myself would go out of my way to, like, rewatch, but Haruko would. I'd rewatch it at least once or twice, but probably nothing more than that. But I still enjoyed it. I engaged with it. I sat through the whole movie. I liked it enough to where I didn't feel bored. That's why I say it's all right. And I'm the opposite. That's why I say, you know what? There was just enough here for me to where I enjoyed it. And I would watch this again. Maybe see details I missed or something. Yeah. So. Before I forgot, I had to show off the sunglasses, by the way, that we got with the slasher screening. So, sunglasses are pretty nifty. I wear them around out and about on sunny days. So, anyhow, hope you all liked the review. If you want to see an extended cut, head on over to Patreon. Special thanks to Cinergy for sponsoring today's episode, by the way, of Terror Flicks. See you all around.